Having proven ourselves to Ruga Rage Totem and Camp Tarajo by completing our most recent warrior trial, the Tauren revealed to us that Thun'Grim Firegaze, a renowned orc blacksmith, has invited us once again to his camp atop the mountains in the Northern Barrens. Speaking with Camp Tarajo's Flightmaster, it takes no time at all to arrive at the crossroads atop a wyvern. Before we venture east into the mountains, we recall our troll friend and the insect eggs we gathered for his studies. Delivering the eggs to Korani is little to say, but he rewards us with a chainmail chest piece.
You please me, Nundik. The eggs and the tool. Well done.
Perhaps given some time to study the strange insectoid creatures, Koran will have more tasks for us. But in the meantime, we must continue on our quest to seek out Thun'Grim Firegaze. Traveling east from the crossroads, we find Thun'Grim still standing atop the mountain next to his forge, and the old blacksmith is pleased at our arrival.
Yes, you have come. This is good, for we have much to discuss, you and I. I have heard tales of your strength and valor, and wish to make for you a suit of armor, a companion to aid you as tales of your great deeds grow. But the fashioning of this armor will be a quest unto itself, Nudnik. I will need your help, and the help of other smiths of the Horde. Here, take this scroll. I spent many nights struggling with my near-blind eyes, writing that which I need for the armor. Bring me the items on this scroll, and I will create for you the first piece of the suit.
We take the scroll from Thun'Grim and thank him for his willingness to craft us such a mighty set of armor. Opening the scroll, we see the blind old orc has managed to scratch out some simple instructions. A list of the reagents he requires, and where they can be located.
Nudnik, below are the items needed to create your armor. Smokey Iron Ingots from the Windshear Kobolds in the Windshear Mine in the Stonetalon Mountains. Powdered Azerite from the Hillsbrad miners in Hillsbrad. Iron bars from miners or from iron deposits if you are a miner. And a vial of phlogiston from a quillbore named Rugug in Razorfen Crawl.
Thun'Grim was being conservative when he said crafting this warrior armor would be a quest. These tasks are unlike anything we have undertaken in our service to the Horde so far. It will be no simple task to collect this list of reagents, and we'll have to travel all across Azeroth to do so. We've ventured to the Stonetalon Mountains before, but we will once again have to travel across the Barrens to reach the mountains. Then to find the mine described by Thun'Grim, we will have to fight our way through the deforested domain of the Venture Company that the goblins of Ratchet have warned us about. The powdered Azerite is being harvested by humans in the highly contested Hillsbrad foothills, a region in the Eastern Kingdoms far beyond the small bit we explored when seeking out the Undercity. We are a capable miner, but we have yet to come across any iron veins in any of the lands we've explored thus far. And finally, the vial of phlogiston Thun'Grim requests is not only in the possession of a powerful quillbore leader, but the beast has entrenched himself deep within the fortified fortress of Razorfen Crawl. A mighty undertaking indeed. Considering the opposition we may face, we decide to head towards the Stonetalon Mountains and pursue the Smokey Iron Ingots first. The Windshear Mine lies in the southeast of Windshear Crag, a desolate landscape, deforested and polluted by the goblin minions of the Venture Company. The mine has long been overrun by kobolds, disgusting rodent-like humanoid creatures that are known to skulk underground and obsess over digging through the earth and hoarding whatever they may find. A lone kobold does not present much of a threat, but the beasts breed like rabbits and are likely to be swarming within every shaft of the mine. We must be careful to not become overwhelmed by the rodents as we cut them down and collect whatever smoky iron ingots they've scavenged from the abandoned Windshear Mine. Hugging the southern mountain range and navigating across the barren landscape of the Windshear Crag, we round the corner and we see the abandoned mine in the distance, kobolds spilling forth from the mouth of the mine shaft. We ride our mount into battle with the first of the beasts we come across and strike it down with our axe. Ruffling through the creature's bag, we find a strange lump of ore unlike anything we have come across in our experience mining the veins we've found across Kalimdor. This must be the first of the 15 smoky iron ingots that we need to satisfy Thun'Grim Firegaze's request. With the first ingot in hand, we charge towards the mine shaft's opening and rush deeper into the mountainside. The rodent-like creatures are huddled close together within these tunnels, and it does not take long until we find ourselves facing multiple foes at once. And as we fend off our attackers, those we have injured race off in search of more of their kin to call to the battle. We are careful to strike down the cowards that attempt to flee, and finish off the remaining rodents that engaged us in combat. After taking a moment to rest and search the corpses of the foes we've cut down, we charge ever deeper into the Windshear Mine and gather another grouping of foes to cleave down with our axe. Our foes fall with ease so long as we are careful to attract only as many as we can withstand. But we imagine had we come to this mine with less combat experience, we may have been caught off guard by the sheer number of beasts here. As we explore down one of the offshoots of the mine's main cavern, we hear a clanging in the distance. And as we dispose of the kobolds within the tunnel, we see at the end of the shaft a single goblin, standing in the light of a lantern, picking away at the wall of rock before him. Has the venture company somehow formed an alliance with the mine's mindless inhabitants? Intrigued by his presence, here among all these hostile creatures, we approach the goblin cautiously.
You know, I was once the second most important person here at the site. That all changed when Gerenzo took over, fired my boss Ziz Physics, and sent me down to work in the mines. Ziz told me to stay here and gather information, though. His new boss will pay us well if we can find out what Gerenzo's plans are. Anyways, what I do know is that Gerenzo has ordered large amounts of this gold-green ore to be mined. I can get you a sample to bring to Ziz, but you'll have to watch for patrols while I get it.
Curious, it seems somehow the goblin remained unbothered by the kobolds until our arrival, but now we must defend this Piznik if we want to discover what the venture company has been seeking to gather from Windshear Mine. We were sent by the goblins of Ratchet to meet with Ziz Physics here in Windshear Crag with the promise of gold in return for our labor. There could be a sizable payment in it for us if we assist this goblin and get a sample of the mysterious ore, or perhaps Thun'Grim could make use of it. Either way, we agree to help Piznik.
Alright, watch my back while I get you some of this ore.
Once we agree to help the goblin, he begins once again picking at the wall behind him. It does not take long until the noise draws the attention of the mine's kobold inhabitants.
Hey, you're not supposed to be here. Let's get 'em, boys.
A group of 3 kobolds rush down the shaft towards us and the goblin miner and begin to attack. We intercept the foes and they strike at us with fists and torches. They're somewhat tougher than their kin we've faced so far, but in the end they still attempt to flee as we drive our axe into their backs and strike them down. The goblin continues his labor, and it's not long before another group of kobolds arrives to investigate the clamoring of steel against stone.
I think the sounds are coming from over here. We better check it out. Look out! It sounds like more of them!
We charge at the foes, but 2 of the beasts rush past us, striking at Piznik. Our warrior training kicks in as we intercept their attacks and draw their attention away from our goblin ally. If these kobolds put up more of a fight, we would almost be impressed. Some of them speak in the common tongue, and this group wields pickaxes as weapons and strike at us with frost magic. Once eliminated, we search the corpses of our newest victims and find some of them are carrying the ingots we were sent to collect. Convenient. They're bringing the ingots to us now. As we finish collecting our spoils, we hear even more footsteps clambering down the mine shaft towards us.
What's going on here? Piznik, I knew we shouldn't have let you stick around. Just hold them off a little while longer. I've almost got it.
Another group of 4 kobolds rush into combat with us, one much larger than the rest and seemingly their leader. Yet again the group falls easily beneath our blows, those that attempt to flee not making it more than a few strides before our axe meets the nape of their necks. We search the latest group of corpses for anything of value, and not long after Piznik calls out.
There, I've got it!
Hey, how you doing?
Thanks, Nudnik. It was looking a little dicey there for a second, and we've probably drawn far too much attention to ourselves. The important part is that we've got the ore sample, and we should get it to Ziz as soon as possible. I guess I better think about getting out of here. Also, it won't take long for word of what happened here to spread to the higher-ups, and I'm sure they wouldn't take too kindly to meeting me again. I'll sneak out and meet with Ziz. Hopefully he'll be able to find me a new job. I'll try and clean up this mess a little, but you should take that ore sample to Ziz right away. He told me that he'd set up a camp somewhere on the western side of Windshear Crag. Good luck.
Be good.
With the mysterious ore sample in hand, we are nearly ready to return to the surface. We require just 3 additional Smokey Iron Ingots to fulfill Thun'Grim's request. Surely we will meet some resistance as we ascend from the mine, and we can harvest from them the last few samples we need. We begin our ascent back to the main mine shaft, and it does not take long before we're faced with more foes. Cutting down kobolds one by one and rummaging through their pockets, we quickly gather the final ingots we need. We continue cutting down any foes that dare challenge us as we head for the surface, and in no time at all, we find ourselves once again looking out over the desolate landscape of Windshear Crag. We'll ride back to Ziz Physics encampment and see what the goblin is willing to offer us for the ore that we harvested from Windshear Mine. Then it's back to Sunrock Retreat, where we can procure a wyvern to our next destination. We still require a variety of reagents to complete our first piece of the brutal warrior armor that Thun'Grim has promised us. The Quillbore stronghold of Razorfen Crawl and the human-occupied lands of Hillsbrad far away in the eastern kingdoms await us.